Okay, alright, we're going. Alright. This video might be a long video. Might be like several minutes. But anyway, if you look on my Navy Nate blog at wordpress.com, you can read what I wrote kind of about the topic I'm about to talk to you now. I don't know, so anyway, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should get up and walk around while I'm talking. Or maybe not. Maybe I can way back here and talk about things. So anyway, while I'm playing with my Vikings football. I play with my, oops, there we go, Vikings football while I'm talking. So anyway, I've thought a lot about the Democrat Party and the Republican Party and why I'm a Republican and not a Democrat. And when it comes to Democrats and minorities, when it comes to black people, in the inner city, and why they feared Donald Trump so much, okay? Why they did not want him to be president, why they fought as hard as they did to keep him from being president. I know why they didn't want to. I know why. I totally understand. I totally get it. Hey, Democrats, I get it. I know why you didn't want him to be president. Okay? I know why. You're afraid that what he's going to do is rebuild the inner city and places that have had nothing but poverty. He is going to be able to rebuild the inner city and rebuild places, the slums, the places that are run down, and nothing but people who live, on welfare live. You're afraid of that. You're terrified of that. That terrifies you. That absolutely terrifies you. That he is going to do that. Donald Trump, a Republican, is going to do that. And then, so that the black people, their prosperity is going to jump, is going to rise. Their prosperity is going to rise, okay? And when that happens, it's like, do they need Democrats to take care of them anymore? No, of course not. Of course they don't need Democrats anymore. They don't need Democrats anymore. So you guys won't even be able, all of a sudden there goes all the blacks voting Republican, And all of a sudden you can't win an election for crossing guard at a school anymore. If you lost the black vote, you'd be nowhere, and that's what you're afraid of. That is what you're afraid of. If they knew your history and Republicans' history, you'd be toast anyway. If they knew that, oh my gosh. If they knew that, oh my gosh. You wouldn't be able to be a Democrat and win an election as a crossing guard at a school. You wouldn't be able to. You would win no elections ever. Because if all the black people voted for Republicans, what are you going to do? Bring as many illegal immigrants as possible, give them the right to vote so they can replace all the black people that are now voting for Republicans? You probably would. That's what you would probably do. Because we know you like to cheat when it comes to elections. You like to commit voter fraud. You'll do anything to win elections. You know, even, you know, I mean, it didn't work this time, but it didn't work this time because there was so many people that you guys had not given a crap about that went to the polls and voted. And that's why you lost. You know, that's why you lost. You know, and you'd pretty much, you know, insulted half the country, you know, more than half the country. You know, you'd said that they were stupid, they were dumb, they're racist, sexist, homophobic, on and on and on. You know, you said that half the people, more than half the country was that way. You know, here's a little hint, a little political, oh, what should I say? You know, here's a little political advice. Don't insult half the country. Don't do that. That's not good to do that. You know, it's not do that when you insult more than half the country. And you want them to vote for you, you know, to write them off. That's, you know, when Mittens did that 4 years ago, that was stupid. You know, that was really stupid when he did that. You know, but anyway. And speaking of Mittens, speaking of Mitt Romney, I never supported him either. I thought he was a terrible candidate. I knew he wasn't going to win. I knew Obama was going to win that election against him. I knew that. You know, but yet you had establishment Republicans. Oh no, we got to have Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney has to be the one. He will win. It's like, oh, you idiots. You know, you definitely weren't thinking when you supported him. You know, let's see, 4 years ago, I'm trying to think of who I would have supported at that time. Can't remember. But anyway, that's beside the point. But anyway, that's beside the point. You know, Mitt Romney was a terrible candidate. You know, Republicans have to admit he was a terrible candidate, and it was the establishment Republicans. It was the establishment Republicans that demanded that he be the nominee. Okay, it's like, oh, man, you guys are dumb. You know, and the establishment Republicans did not get their way this time. Did not get their way this time. You know. You know, so anyway, they, you know, it was the average everyday Joe and Jane lunchbox, you know, who got what they wanted. They wanted Donald Trump to be the nominee. They got Donald Trump to be the nominee, and he won, you know. But did I support him? Nope. Did not support him, you know. But anyway, you know, yeah, so anyway, anti-Trump protests, oh man. You know, you Democrats are absolutely amazing. You are absolutely amazing. You know, you call people racist for people who oppose Obama. It's like, you know, it's like, oh no, they couldn't just, you know, we couldn't just disagree with him and not believe in the things he stands for. No, we had to be racist. We had to be racist to oppose him. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, and we have to be sexist to oppose Hillary. And I'm gonna pull this back so I can, you know, we have to be sexist to oppose Hillary. It's like, that is absolutely ridiculous. There are a lot of women conservative women who I would support as president. You know, I would support them as president. But yet, they weren't running. They weren't the ones, they weren't the Republican nominee. Okay? And so, anyway, here's another thing for you Democrats to chew on and think about. It was Republicans that were, all those early feminists were all Republicans. Every last one of them was a Republican. Okay, think about that. And the reason why is because it was Republicans that were fighting for their right to vote. Okay? And you Democrats fought against it. Okay? And now you're going to say, oh, we're for a woman's right to choose. We're for women's rights. Right. Okay, fine. You know, a woman's right to choose does not equal women's rights. You know, does not equal, is not the same thing as fighting for women's rights. You know, it's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. So anyway, what was I going to say? I should do that. Anyway, Russian picket scabs. But anyway, you know, you Democrats are absolutely terrified. You're terrified that Donald Trump is going to rebuild the inner city and people and areas where there's a lot of minorities and people on welfare, and they're going to be able to succeed. They're going to be able to make a decent income. You know? So, you know, because if that happens, they're going to be voting Republican for the rest of their lives. And you will not be needed. You know, you Democrats will be as needed as screen doors on submarines. You know? I mean, you know, because you guys are the ones that take care of people on minority and people on welfare and minorities. You babysit them. You babysit them. You like, oh, you rock them to sleep. You are their mother and their father. You know, you're probably, no, I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, you know, you take care of them, and you only care about them around election time, right before election. And after that, you couldn't care less about minorities. You don't give a crap about minorities, you know? But what do you try to do? You try to break your arm, you know, you'll dislocate your arm, trying to pat yourself on the back for being so loving and so caring about minorities and people who are in welfare and other government programs. You'll do that. But yet, you know, if they understood, if they could see through your crap, you know, they wouldn't vote for you because you only care about them right before election. That's it. Other than that, you don't give a crap about them. Then, if that's not true, then why aren't they any better now than they were 50 years ago? Why aren't most black people better off now, today, than 50 years ago when you guys when LBJ first started the war on poverty? Why is that? You know, you guys have done a great job of feeding them nothing but crap and having them buy the, eat the crap up and just buying it, agree, you know, just accepting it as truth, when it's nothing but crap, nothing but a lie, You guys have done a great job of that. You Democrats have done a great job of lying to minorities and, thinking, you even lied to yourself. You've even lied to yourself that you guys are so loving and compassionate for minorities when they aren't any better than they were 50 years ago. Not today. They aren't any better today than they were 50 years ago. But you guys gotta, you're loving, you're so compassionate, and you guys are like, we love you minorities, you slobber all over them, we love you. Well, if you love them, why can't you do something so that almost all of them can get off of welfare and out of poverty? If you cared about them so much, that would be the case. But it isn't the case. It is exactly the opposite. The case is most of them are on welfare when they're, first starting out, when they first are out on their own, and they're always on welfare forever, for the rest of their lives. Okay? Most minorities are that way. They will never, ever, ever, ever be able to get off of welfare and government programs because you designed it that way. You designed people on welfare to never have enough money to be able to get off it. They get enough money to survive, but not enough money to get off of it. To be able to work and to have jobs and provide for their families. And you Democrats are the ones that take care of them. You're the ones that, we gotta take care of you. You are too stupid to take care of yourself, so we have to do it. Yeah. That's what you Democrats are telling, black people or minorities, that they're too stupid to take care of themselves and their families, but you never tell them that, but with what you believe in, that's what you're telling, that's what you believe, Republicans say, no, you're smart enough, you can do it. You can hold a job for the rest of your life and take care of your own family. You don't need the government. You don't need the government interfering in your lives and, providing for you, giving you a check every day the rest of your life. Republicans say, we don't need to do that. You can do it yourself. You're smart enough. You have the ability, what the heck? But anyway, my black people, it was Republicans that fought the Civil War against slavery. It was the Democrats that fought in favor of slavery. Fought the Civil War to defend slavery. And they haven't changed what they believe. They still believe the same thing, that you are too stupid to take care of yourselves and your families, And if you just look at their policies on welfare, of government programs, you would understand that too. If you think about, if you think about it for a while, you would see that. you know, but, but I don't blame I don't blame black people for thinking that, you know. They've had other black people feed them the crap that, oh yeah, this Democrats care about you, being the token black person in Congress, you know. But you folks know that black people know that the first congressmen and senators till 1900 were all Republicans? Do you know that? Do you understand that? That's a fact. Look it up yourself if you don't believe me. Look it up yourself. Find out for yourself if what I'm saying is true or not. Look up all our, and why is that? Why were all the early black congressmen and senators all Republicans? Not one Democrat. All Republicans. It was because the Republican Party was partly formed to fight for you, was fight against slavery, was a fight for you to get your rights as a human being. The Republican Party did that. And do you minorities and black people know why Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth? Do you know the reason why John Wilkes Booth shot him? Just because he wanted to give you the right to vote. The right to vote is the reason why John Wilkes Booth shot Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater, and assassinated him. Giving you the rights, giving you a lot of rights to live the way you wanted was, was tolerable to a lot of people from the South, a lot of Democrats. But giving you the right to vote was intolerable to them. They could not deal with it. So he and his conspirators, John Wilkes Booth and his conspirators plotted to kill Abraham Lincoln because of that. Lincoln died because he wanted to give you the right to vote. In which, it was less than 100 years later, but yet the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the only thing that did was to give you the rights that he had fought for and that the Civil War was fought for. 100 years later, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, was passed to give you the rights that had been won for you during the Civil War. And who was it that had fought the 100 years up prior to that? Who had fought against you getting the civil rights that you got in then? Democrats. It was the Democratic Party that fought against you getting your rights. And then in 1964 you finally had enough political power to do something, that if you voted for the Republican Party, the Democratic Party wouldn't have any power at all. The Democratic Party would not have any power at all if you'd voted Republican. If you'd continued to vote Republican, every president we have now would all be Republicans. We would never have had a Democratic president. So what did the Democrats do? What they did, they were like, okay, we got a problem. You guys were, black minorities were kind of making a lot of noise, kind of, oh crap, what would be the right word to say? Can't think of it now, right offhand. But, you know, you were showing that you had a lot of, you know, you weren't happy. You were showing the president that, oh man, you know, you were showing that you were, you know, upset. You wanted changes, okay? The president at the time, Lyndon Baines Johnson, said that, you know, you were getting a little uppity for yourselves. You know, you were, you know, realizing and understanding how much political power you had. You know? And so, what did he do? You know, he said that, hey guys, he told his inner circle, you know, basically said, hey guys, we got a problem. You know, the black people are, you know, realizing that they've got some, you know, are making a lot of noise and want some things, want us to do something, you know. But the problem is they've got the political power to back it up. We've got to do something about this. We've got to do something about this, you know. We got to make them happy. We got to give them, you know, we got to give them enough scraps so that they'll be happy, you know, but not enough to succeed, to be able to succeed and get off of it, you know. And so they came up with welfare and other government programs to fight the war on poverty, to fight the war on poverty, okay? So anyway, that's what they did, you know? And Lyndon and LBJ himself said, you know, I'll have the N-word, the long N-word, voting Democrat for the next 200 years because of this, you know? And for 50 years so far, it's worked. He was right. He succeeded in getting you to vote for Democrats. You know, he succeeded. You know, he was absolutely right. You have voted Democrat for the last 50 years because of welfare and other government programs. But it's like, think for yourself for a change. Well, I shouldn't say that. Think about, you know, what that's saying. Okay? It is saying that you are too stupid to take care of yourselves. That you have to be taken care of by the government. Our government has to be your mommy and daddy. You know, you are like a child. You know, this is what they believe. This is what Democrats believe by their actions. Not what they say. They're not dumb enough to say that, you know. But that's what they believe because of their actions, you know. It's like, come on, you know, see that, understand that, you know. If you quit voting Democrat, they would, you know, like I said before, Democrats would be as useful as a screen door on a submarine. You know? I mean, seriously, think, you know, I mean, they wouldn't be needed. If you guys vote, if black people voted Republican, Democrats would have nobody supporting them. They would have nobody supporting them. Almost, well, no, they'd have some people. They'd have white liberals and, you know, some other minority groups maybe, but, you know, the black people all voted Republican. Holy crap, Democrats would never win an election ever again. you know, and that's what they're afraid of. That's what they don't want to have happen. You know, they want to be relevant. So what do? They lie to you over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They, you know, they tell you small lies, they tell you huge lies, you know, and so they will continue to lie to you until you quit voting Democrat, until minorities and black people quit voting for Democrats. They're going to keep taking you for granted. You know, you will get nothing from them. You know, you will get nothing from the Democratic Party and like it. You know, and you'll still keep voting for Democrats because that's the way you always have done it. You know, it's like, oh man, think about it. Come on, you know. I don't know. Let's see. How long is this video? Whoa, it's over 31 minutes. Yeah. Come on, black people. You know. I mean, you know, think about what Democrats have done for you. You know, think about where your community is now. Now at this point today, 2020, 2020, yeah, right. Think about where you are in 2016, you know, versus where you were as a community. Think about where you are now as a community, and think about where you were as a community 50 years ago. You know, about the same time I was born. You know, but anyway, I'm gonna stop this video and upload it. So anyway, so I find out one week from today if I can drive or not. If I can drive, it's see you later, Lisbon, Baronsholm. You know. So anyway, anywho, I'd be out of here so fast and make their head spin. They were just like going, holy crap, how did he leave so fast? You know, but anyway, yeah, anyway, I'd be gone, I'd be out of here, be hopefully, you know, be back to my condo in Fargo, North Dakota. Yes, that's where I would be. So anyway, this video is 33 minutes. Okay. So anyway, all right. Talk to you later. 8 out.